everybody. Welcome to Brisbane Property Talk again. My name is Greg Blake. In conjunction with Dave Mills, we bring you these sessions once every 2 weeks, where we get together and we network. We have topics we talk about, and hopefully between the networking and the topics, you guys can leave with a little bit more information than what you come with, and maybe some new business relationships. So our guest tonight, Deborah Barbi, Principal of Deborah Barbi Real Estate. When we first started to talk about Deborah about, what are we going to talk about, and I want to talk about, the changing face of New Farm or Newstead, basically this area. And I think tonight it's a real thrill to get an idea of, sort of where this area has come. But more importantly, what's on the horizon for this area as well. And I'd like to hand it over to Deborah. And
I started selling real estate in New Farm in 1999 after working all around the world in PR, marketing and advertising. And I was burnt out from that, and I came home and saw a job ad and fell into real estate, basically. It turned out that agency was responsible for selling my family home. My parents came here in '74, and basically all of the 4 kids, we've never really left the area. We're sort of Newstead, Bowen Hills, New Farm, but once you live here, you don't tend to move very far. This is my family home. My parents bought that in 1974 for $64,000. So it's a landmark property in New Farm, but he paid $65,000. He sold, it was the first house to hit $1 million in New Farm. With New Farm, Brunswick Street's the divider. All the properties on the right-hand side were the Grand Queenslanders, the moneyed people, the people that went to the park with the races, the landed gentry as they used to call them, because they've got the bigger houses on the bigger land, all the way down to Oxlade Drive and Moray Street. On the left-hand side of Brunswick Street are all the little workers' cottages, and they were the workers that worked on the wharves at Tenerife. So New Farm, I thought I'd give you some significant sales, and also the Oxlade is the first development on the riverfront in 20 years, since Cutter's Landing anymore. So Cutter's Landing, that was one of the buildings that really changed the whole of New Farm. Changed the demographic, because on the other side I was selling riverfront stuff, but they really wanted the city and the bridge because the river was brown. No one really wanted to live on the other side of New Farm because it was dirty and nothing really to look at unless you had a city view. Once Cutters was built, they realised that on this side of the peninsula the water's blue because it rushes out to the river and gets cleansed out to the river mouth. So that was a complete game changer. So coming through to Newstead, I've included this because we've run out of land in New Farm and Tenerife, so we have to keep expanding because you can only renovate what's existing there, whereas this is a different town plan. You can go high rise, and I like this shot because it shows the relativity of the CBD with what Mirvac's done. So Mirvac's done Unison. This is the Tom Dooley one. They're doing 2 buildings between Skyring and Unison. These 2 towers here called Live are rent to build, so they're all going to be only rentals to our first responders, healthcare workers, emergency services, all of that, giving them priority to live and work in the same vicinity.